Hello, I'm Rodney Allen Rippy, and you are watching Thizz TV. This is an amazing night. We are here in beautiful Alhambra, California, and tonight we have a very special guest on the show. If I may, tonight we have with us the wonderful artistic director himself, Mr. William Yee. He goes by Bill for his friends. He is an amazing chef. He actually was top of class with Cordon Bleu and went on to become the president, two-time president with the Alumni Association, doing incredible things. He is a business owner. He actually has his own LA omelet catering and so many other incredible things, but you really care about young people. You care about culinary. You know, Chef Yee, what is this amazing night about tonight here in the city of Alhambra?
Thank you, Rodney, and good evening, everybody. As a gentleman here to my right has said, that it's going to be an interesting evening. Over the last 16 years, I actually got into the performing arts business at the venue that we are here, and it's attached to a small church, Sage Granada Park United Methodist Church. Tonight, as an example, we are featuring the Miski Mountain Boys. It's the Bluegrass Festival in Alhambra, and we have concerts once a month. Now, to support the endeavors of music, I have to keep a day job, and the day job, as you can see from my garb, is I am a chef. And with me today are my fellow chefs who are also busy working, and we're going to be producing some appetizers during the intermission for the audience. Over the last few years, I also been associated with a Beverly Hills chef agency, which has given me opportunities to work in just about every major venue in Los Angeles and greater LA. I've also had the privilege, as introduce you with Chef Ann, to work at the Masters in Augusta, Georgia. And of course, that's the top sporting event in the world. And we've done that for several years, as well as five-star hotels, universities, country clubs, major food service industries. One of our clients, of course, is Wolfgang Puck Catering and things like that. So we're happy to be here tonight, and thank you for the privilege to be on this TV. And now let me introduce you to a close friend of mine and a fellow chef, Chef Ann. Good evening, Ann. How are you?
Good evening, Chef B. How are you?
Good. Tell me about yourself.
Well, I'm a Cordon Bleu chef. I graduated in 2012, but I've been cooking way before that. I'm an international chef, so I make a lot of cuisines due to the fact that I learned from the chefs that we had when we traveled. My background is diplomatic, so we had chefs in every country, and I was always in the kitchen. I love to eat, and I love to cook.
I understand you also speak several languages fluently. Which languages do you speak?
I speak French, English, Spanish, and Italian.
Gracias. And would you like to tell us what you're preparing tonight? Oh, before we do that, let me introduce you to some of your assistants. On my front here, which is behind the camera, is Chef Sean. And Sean is a student at Los Angeles Trade Technical College, which is the oldest culinary program in a community college in the United States. They just opened up a year ago their new $75 million culinary school in downtown. To my far left, I have the famous Chef Jimmy Williams. Jimmy also is a chef in his own right, and I understand you're also a DJ, Jimmy.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Anyway, so let me get back to Chef Ann. Chef Ann, tell me what you're making tonight.
Well, this evening is going to be grits with shrimp and also grits with sausage for those who not like seafood or are allergic to it. And also for the vegetarians, I made a French ratatouille, which is a dish from the south of France. And it's basically vegetables. It's onions, garlic, bell peppers, squash, and tomatoes, and it has a well, but this time we didn't put eggplant. And then that's it.
Okay. So tell me your what we call the mise en place. Tell me your step by step. How did you prepare?
So mise en place, what it means in French is that it's put in place. In other words, you prepare all of your ingredients that you're going to be using, and instead of going back and forth, you put everything together, and such as here, oops. So I have everything that I'm going to be demoing with, all my vegetables, my condiments. I have here the grits with thyme and bay leaf. So everything is prepared here. That way I don't have to run back and forth and waste time.
Now that you've prepped everything, tell me what your next steps would be.
Well, I'm boiling water now for the grits. Well, you want to take over? Or-
Nice good scoop if you're doing it with shrimp. Good scoop of grits with shrimp. Good side if you're doing it with sausage, because usually you have it with eggs, which is your expertise.
What's the ratio of water to grits?
Depends on the number of the people that you're making it for.
Here I put, it called for a half a cup of grits to 2 cups of water. I have to tell you something funny. When I first tried it out, I ended up making it like risotto, which was a huge mistake, and then I had to cook the grits for about 4 hours because it had absorbed all the butter, and not to do that again. So Chef Jimmy has given me some tips on making good grits.
So step by step, how would you do this?
Well, you boil the water, put some salt, which I think, who has the salt?
Salt is right over here.
Oh, hence why you're mise en place, so you don't run after. So a little bit of salt. Then you put this is thyme, fresh thyme. I like to use fresh herbs instead of dried herbs, and laurel leaf.
We have here some grits that the chefs have prepared. I'll give you the first taste.
I would love that. Thank you so much, Chef Ann. Chef Yi, thank you so much for this opportunity. Incredible, one-of-a-kind grits here. Let's take a test. Amazing. Amazing, Chef.
What do you taste in the texture and the flavor?
They are very, very smooth. A lot of times you will have grits. They seem to be a little clumpy. These are very, very smooth. You taste just a hint of salt, but it is very, very, all of the other incredible flavors that have been presented in here are right here in these grits. It's amazing. Thank you.
Thank you, Rodney. So the next item that we're going to talk about, Chef Ann, is I think I saw this in some kind of movie, Ratatouille. Is that
That is correct.
okay? So tell us about your ratatouille.
Ratatouille is actually a dish from the south of France, and it has vegetable. It's basically a vegetable stew, and it has onion, garlic, squash. It has bell peppers, tomatoes, a lot of garlic usually, and you saute them, and then you let them cook, and then you eat them. And it's it can be it's usually a side, but some people have it actually just for that, you know, like that, and they'll put it in eggs, or in an omelet, or in rice. It's very versatile. So we also have herbe de Provence, which is a must in the ratatouille. So I will be sauteing the onions first. And don't let your... Well, then we'll put in the bell peppers. Usually, now I'm making them quickly now for as a demo, but what I usually do, I cook everything individually. I put the onions first, then I do the bell peppers, then I put in the tomatoes and the squash sort of at the last, because they render the most liquid. So a little bit of salt. bit of herbe de Provence. Now, herbe de Provence these are herbs that are very old. They have basil, marjoram, thyme, and rosemary, and actually also lavender flowers in it. And they're very tasty, and they're very fragrant as well, as you can tell. Then, of course, we have to have our garlic. Smash. Put that in. Do the zucchini. I'm sorry, the yellow squash, the zucchini. Actually, they don't really have yellow squash in France. They only use zucchini, but because we're in the United States, I'm adding in the yellow squash, also because I love it. And then saute it.
That was tomatoes.
Those were tomatoes, yes, and rest of the garlic, that little piece in here. And I like to add also some parsley, just for a little color. And there's your ratatouille, and then you let it sit for, cook for a while, and then you eat it.
And we're here with the amazing executive chef team that's putting together this wonderful food tonight. And of course, the one featured chef here, Chef Ann, please. And you can share with us, what is your specialty?
My specialty is international cuisine, French, Italian, South American, Asian, and Mediterranean. Also Afghan. I lived in Afghanistan, and I was taught by our chef. So.
And what is if I know you have many dishes that you create, what is your favorite?
Oh, just good food. Really, no favorites, just good food.
Tell us a little bit more about some of your wonderful credentials.
Well, I'm presently executive chef to Nova SD, which is a nightclub in San Diego. And I have also worked at the Augusta Masters, sorry. And I also member of the ACF, and I'm a graduate of Le Cordon Bleu.
Amazing.
Thank you.
And another great member here of the executive team. And what is your name, sir?
Yes, Sean Fan. I'm a culinary student at LA Trade Tech in Los Angeles. I'm here helping out.
It's amazing. You know, I went to LA Trade Tech and I saw your amazing organic garden there. That is incredible.
We still have it.
Wow. And they have an incredible restaurant right there on the campus. If you're ever hungry, you got to stop by and let some of these incredible chefs fix you an amazing lunch or dinner right there at LA Trade Tech. And another amazing chef, Chef Jimmy. Mr. Williams, if you can, Chef Williams, please share. What is your specialty?
I specialize in good American, great food for everybody, no matter what I have to do and when I have to do it. And like Bill says, cooking is great. Music is my passion as well, along with the food.
Being an incredible DJ, you're mixing the arts with music and food, but you got to tell me, when did becoming a chef, when did it spark for you?
2002. Wow. Right. I started working with recovery homes, celebrity rehab, worked with them, and then I wound up working with group home children. So always cooking for them, picnics, functions, and it just happened. Everything was good.
One last question. If you would say for young people, is going into culinary a real great career path?
It's an awesome career path. If you focus, stay humble, stay to your game, and don't never let go. Don't ever let nobody tell you can't do this or do that. You can do it. You can make it happen. And you have to be passionate about it just like you're passionate about anything else Never take no for an answer. Always go good. There's always good people like Chef Yee and other people, Chef Ann, and other chefs that I know from the ACF, excuse me. I'm a director as well, and we don't have a problem helping you.
Wow.
Sean, anybody, you know it, you want to know, we'll teach you.
Amazing.
All right.
Chef Williams, thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
God bless you. Yep.
Well, as you can see, this is an executive team of real professionals preparing food that people will love all around the world.
So are you ready for tonight's program? Yeah. Okay. A big hand for the Niski Mountain Boys.